На тот момент просто можно сказать, что был максимум использован фактор неожиданности. Вот. Переговорщик отвлекал, и нам удалось найти уязвимое место в здании. Наши люди зашли. Нет, она была легкая в плане того, что если мы обошлись без выстрелов и жертв, это не означает, что она была легкая. Принято правильное решение, что вот именно вот можно, в принципе, не стрелять, оказывается, а вот.
The next day, we're back early on the training ground for a set of exercises designed to tackle these new urban crimes. This is an exercise I know well, taking out criminals holed up in an apartment building.
I spent 10 years being in mountain troop. And the thing is with these options, they're very, very dangerous and they're very hard to plan and execute. The assault group actually should move down the building stealthily, very slowly. And then just above the entry point, then they can place their explosive charges, let them off, and then enter the building from there. You see the dust and smoke from one flashbang. You can imagine several of them going in, and then the guys having to move around the buildings, clearing each room systematically.
This reminds me of the SES's most famous assault, the siege at the Iranian embassy in 1980.
The guys made their approach via ropes, and one of the guys got its the ropes tangled up in the figure of 8. He was dangling over there. Once they posted the flashbangs in there and the explosives, the curtain set on fire and the flames were lashing out. And this guy, one of the operators, legs were badly burnt. So it doesn't matter how much you practice this type of operation, it's very, very difficult. And always, on any type of op, it could go wrong. And it could mean, you know, one of the guys getting shot.
We're taken to a mystery location. Our training officers want to see how my unit reacts to a surprise scenario on a train.
The guys, first of all, that'll be assaulting, will be using pistols. Because of the movement inside the train, it's quite hard to get a rifle to bear arms.
This is police work I recognise. Hostage-taking is a tactic used by mafia gangs and terrorists the world over, and exercises like this were an important part of my SES training.
The guys will have made the approach in the dead area there. These guys will place the ladder up, which will allow the team to enter the train. Here we've got a shaped charge of explosives, and you've got the detonator over here. This guy has got a switch linked up. Press the button. The negotiators will be trying to settle whatever's happened here. First of all, the main reason is to get them to give up peacefully. Once they deem the situation has gone beyond any chance of negotiation, they will resolve it with violence. Right, they're just giving the countdown now. 1, 2. The guys have thrown the flashbang inside. The action's going on. These lads are pulled back now to give protection. everybody's got to be plastic cuffed or handcuffed, because you could have a potential terrorist in there pretending to be a hostage. Usually at this point, a vehicle will have been brought in as close as possible to receive these hostages and the terrorists. The guys are using the techniques to hold the guys down on the pressure points.
I've had several days to get to know the unit, and I'm told that from now on I'm on standby for a live mission. But SUNKAR, like the SAS, is a force that reacts to crisis and events. They rely on intelligence from other police units and the Kazakh Secret Service before they go into action.
Yesterday I got pulled back from training, back to the HQ. There was intelligence come through that there was a large shipment of heroin coming by, and we were basically stood to for a mission. I've been waiting all night for the call, but it never came through. And actually this is probably quite typical of these type of operations when there's a lot of agencies involved. During my time in the SAS, you know, I deployed hundreds of times, and basically nothing happened. It's very difficult, because I know the SUNKAR guys, they got themselves all keyed up. You get this sense of your adrenaline's pumping and everything else, and waiting to go in onto the mission, and then just slowly over the period of the night, you know it's just not going to happen. And it's a horrible feeling, but there you go. Hopefully something will happen in the next couple of days.
I don't have to wait long.
We just had a message come through to return back to base. There's a possibility of a mission, which will be there'll be something else to see these guys working on a live operation.
A mission does come through, and I soon find myself operating as part of a SUNKAR team on a real live operation.
3 men in the motor.
I'm with SUNKAR, Kazakhstan's elite police unit. I've been amazed at what I've been shown by this secretive force.
Brilliant, unbelievable.
I've seen how they train for urban police operations against armed criminals and mafia gangs. And now I'm on standby, waiting to go with them on a real crime-fighting mission.
We just had a message come through to return back to base. There's a possibility of a mission, which will be there'll be something else to see these guys working on a live operation.
My team is called into SUNKAR HQ. The word is that there's a drugs-busting mission about to go down. Kazakhstan is bang in the middle of the heroin smuggling route. 20% of the heroin produced in Afghanistan makes its way onto the streets of Moscow or London via Central Asia. Its remote regions perfect for smuggling heroin undetected. The UN has identified 4 main trafficking routes through Kazakhstan. As a result, drug abuse is growing faster in Kazakhstan than in any other Central Asian state.
Okay, we just had a pass ball. The mission's come in. It's to arrest a couple of drug dealers, and they're probably carrying a large consignment of heroin. They're certainly going to be armed. The guys are getting a quick brief now, and then we're going to be hitting the vehicles and then going in. There'll be a couple of lads in civilian clothes, and the rest of the guys are in the military RAB. Right, the guys have all just been dealed off which vehicles they're going to make the approach in, and they're just sorting out the teams. Obviously, I've got one of the guys there as protection for us and the crew, and I think we're going to be moving out in the next 5 minutes.
There are 2 missions. One unit is to head deep into Kazakhstan to confront drug smugglers in the countryside. The other is a drug bust within the city. I'm tasked to the squad carrying out the urban operation. Our mission is to intercept suspected heroin smugglers driving into the city. We plan to set up a trap at a police checkpoint where the suspects will be stopped, searched and arrested. The pressure on Kazakhstan to curb the flow of heroin is huge.